up, everybody? I'm on my way to the Honda dealership. They're doing a demo ride today. I saw on their Instagram post that they had, I mean, the post was clearly trying to show that you can ride a Goldwing. That was the most obvious picture or bike in their picture. But I also saw some CBR, a CBR, and like some CRFs, the dual sport. I'm hoping I get to ride a CBR1000, and I want to kind of try out that CBR or CBF. Goddamn Honda and all your numbered or lettered names. Anyways, I want to ride a CBR1000 and a CBF300L. We're on the CBR1000RR. I don't know shit about the electronics at all. I did ask the guy quickly how I turned the power mode up, and he said this is on the most aggressive power mode. Right out the gate, I can already say this bike is like 10 million times more comfortable than my bike. The seat has padding in it. The suspension squatted a little bit whenever I got on it, which may or may not be a good thing for a race bike. I honestly don't know how all that's supposed to work. The power, I mean, that was a second gear pull. The power doesn't quite feel the same, but I shouldn't say that right now because, you know, I haven't. Ooh, maybe first gear does. Yeah. Ooh. It does not have a quick shifter. I can't flat foot. I can't flat foot it, but I can get more of my feet on the ground, so that's cool. Yeah. What else? These mirrors are weird. I couldn't even figure out how to adjust them, really. I'm hoping we get on the highway because I want to give it a rip. I think I just locked the rear brake up. I heard a little squeak. I don't see, I mean, I don't even know what I'm looking at when I look at the dashboard, but nothing immediately looks like it's ABS light. It sounds like a fucking lawnmower. No, it sounds like an electric lawnmower when it starts. It's like, whee! It's so light, dude. This bike is so light. There's a crap load of people behind me that are doing the demo ride too. There's actually, I pulled up and I didn't see anyone, and I was like, man, there's not very many people here. I was expecting a line of people, but I think the reason why there's so few people is because one of the requirements is that you have to have a motorcycle endorsement, and you know, Springfield is just full of a bunch of crackheads, so no one actually has their motorcycle endorsement. Yeah, this bike is so light and flickable, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy how flickable and light this bike is, dude. It's awesome. When I look at all the buttons on the handlebars and shit, it seems cheap. It seems a little cheap. Like, not quite the same quality as the Beamer, which is, you know, that, I don't know, maybe you wouldn't expect the same quality, but it is a Honda, so. I don't know, for a second gear pull, I don't feel like that's that great. Yeah, it doesn't pull the same as my bike, that's for sure. But also maybe I'm just riding it differently, you know. This is my first time getting on this bike. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely powerful. It may be a little more comparable to my bike than I think it is, and I'm just not like, you know, doing it right. Yeah, it might just be a difference of I have 10,000 miles on my bike and I have, what, you know, like 10 on this bike. I will say the suspension is stiff enough that I feel it straight up my spine when I hit a bump, but it's soft enough that the bike squats a little bit whenever I sit on it. And I see a bunch of adjustable shit right here, so that's probably just, you probably just adjust that out of it. But to be honest with you, I know so little about suspension, I don't know if the squat is a good thing or a bad thing. So I think I know what it is. It just has no balls and low RPMs. That's probably a difference between the dual cams. Because the BMW has two cams, one for lower RPMs and one for higher RPM. Okay, yeah, that felt a lot more like my bike when I got it up into higher RPMs. I felt the wheel lift up a little bit and everything. All right, second bike. We're on the CRF300L. The only other dual sport I've ever ridden is a Suzuki DRZ 400, and I can say right out the gate, this is shorter than the DRZ 400. The dash, while simple, is still more in depth than the DRZ. Now, I guess I should say I rode the DRZ 400, the previous generation DRZ. The new one that just came out, probably not a lot of people even think about it or have ridden it. You know, I can't comment on that. So anything I say in comparison of these bikes, it's the I'm talking about the DRZ 400, previous generation. I can see that there's an ABS light and there's an ABS button too, which is cool. The pegs feel weird. The pegs feel, I don't know. The pegs feel like flat, like a lot more accommodating to my feet. I shouldn't say weird, because they actually feel very comfortable. The throttle is kind of snappy, like it's either on or it's off. There is no in between. It's either off or accelerating. I guess that's the better way to say it. And it's wanting to accelerate pretty hard. Not like, you know, 1000 cc motorcycle hard, but it's not as tall as the I probably already said that, but it's not as tall as the DRZ 400 was. And the seat is comfortable. It's got a nice squat when I sit on it. Feels good. Feels nice and light. I should have looked and seen if I had knobby tires or street tires. I'm pretty sure it has knobby tires on it. But it feels like a brand new bike. Feels pretty good. The clutch feels buttery smooth. Yeah, in first gear, it's either, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's not very smooth with the power on, power off delivery. It wants to either, like, you feel a sudden jolt when you let off the gas of engine braking, and then you feel a sudden jolt when you barely give it gas again of the acceleration. It's a 300. Gotta wave to the Harley guy, and he's not gonna wave back because he's a Harley guy. There's a lot of engine braking on this machine. It actually feels pretty good. The engine braking does. I kind of like this machine, dude. I really like this so far. Yeah. Ah, this thing, it's cute. It's cute. It's nice and nimble and cute. It feels good. It feels really quality. It's got the same buttons that I said felt cheap earlier. It's got like basically the exact same buttons. I can give it full throttle and it doesn't really, I mean, this is 4th gear, so yeah, you can give it all of the beans if you want. It is a dirt bike, and if I bought this thing, I'd want it to be a supermoto. Oh, it has 6 gears. It has 6 gears. I thought it was going to have 5. I think the MSRP on this bike is like $5,500, which is a pretty good deal, especially when you consider the new DRZ4S, which is a 400cc motorcycle. So that is more cc's, but it's a $9,000 bike. And I was just in 6th gear, kind of chugging along. Probably should have downshifted, but I just gave it a little more gas, and it went right up that little hill that I was just on. So this is actually really good. I mean, it has no balls, but it is what it is, you know. This is not a bike that you buy for, you know, speed, for going fast boy shit. This is a bike I would buy for doing wheelies. It gets up to speed really fast, dude. Holy shit. $67, not bad. There's a cop. I've got it full throttle right now. Looks like 79, 80 might be this top. 80 looks like it's the top. The overall, I like this. I like this bike a lot. The seat, not super comfortable after you sit on it for a little while. But other than that, I really don't have any complaints. I will say that when I saw this bike, I thought this would be a bike that I'd want to convert to a supermoto, but after riding it, I don't know, it's so confidence inspiring. Like, maybe I do want to just keep it in the dual sport trim and ride it off road, you know, take it across the United States and take it off road and shit like that. I don't know, maybe I could enjoy that. Here's the H2. This H2 was out at the motorcycle meet a couple weeks ago. Fucking badass bike. All forged carbon on it and shit. We're on the Africa Twin. This is the Adventure Sport, which I think is supposed to make it a little more road friendly rather than being dirt bikey. On the last ride I went on, they told me to stop doing the thing where I slow down and check the speed, which is kind of lame, but whatever, I'll stop. My immediate thoughts are, it's not as tall as I expected. It's about as tall as that CBR1000. Honestly, I have about as much foot on the ground as I did with that CBR1000. It's definitely heavier than the CBR1000, and that's probably because of this big old gas tank. But The buttons and controls and stuff do not look cheap. What do I think of these pegs? Let's see here. The Goldwing sounds like a fucking car when it honks. The seat is super cushiony, and it's got a nice, like, I don't know, it cups my ass. Like, it kind of goes around my ass like a bowl. These mirrors seem pretty good, and they're nice, in the right spot immediately. The pegs are nice. The pegs are nice. Ooh, the throttle response is nice and smooth, unlike that freaking 300L. It is a little snappy, actually. It's definitely smoother than the 300L. It's definitely smoother than the 300L. This feels awkward. It's just such a big bike up top. Has automatic blinkers, so it turns the blinkers off for you. Dang, this bike has some torque, baby. Yeah, I like this thing. This thing pulls when you hit it, dude. That's crazy. I can see why people would want this to hit the highway on, dude. Like, it's nice and torquey, super comfortable. I bet it's got a ton of fuel on board. Yeah, this is not bad too. This feels actually really comfortable. It's perfect for my height. I do have some wind buffeting going on, and this is my first time ever experiencing that, so that's interesting. I didn't really know what it feels like, but I assume it's wind buffeting because I can kind of, like, my head feels a little jittery up at the top. Man, I like that it's so torquey. It's really torquey in low RPMs. When I give it the beans, or not even really give it the beans, but whenever I kind of accelerate a little quickly, it pushes me back in the seat, and the seat like perfectly cups my ass. This is probably the best motorcycle seat I've ever sat in. All right, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it right here. Yeah, it's got some power. It's got some power. Just kind of feel the flickability of it. And so I'm sitting here doing it, and it's, I mean, I didn't expect much just because it's a big, tall bike, you know. But it's kind of weird because, I don't know, it feels like almost like it's on a cloud or something. Like, it doesn't feel very flickable, but when you do sway back and forth, it kind of just slowly sways back and forth, kind of like it's on a cushiony, floaty thing. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Okay, the wind buffeting is really high now on the highway, and it really sucks. We're coming up on the end of this ride. This is probably the end of the video. If it's not, I'll edit this ride to be the end of the video. But I don't think I'm going to be able to ride again because it's so late, and I think the rest of the rides for the rest of the day are just already booked. I think they're already full. It's been a pretty fun video. Second video at Honda twice, and no, I'm not sponsored, but I'm starting to think maybe I should ask, because I give them, you know, with all my views that I get, all my 10,000 million views that I get, surely they owe me something. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you liked this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down button. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. Subscribe so that you can hit that down button or up button again in the future. Thanks for watching, guys.